Hey ECF kids! All right, I can't believe it, but here we are at the end of June. So we are going to finish up the June memory verse today, as well as talking about the series of some of Jesus' miracles. And today we are also going to finish up our Old Testament books song. So we're going to sing through this one last time today. And we're going to do the whole thing, all 39 books. And I just want to remind everybody that I have some McDonald's gift cards for people who may want to accept my challenge. So I'm going to sing through it, but when I get done, I just want to remind everybody that we've got the sections here. If you decide that you really want to recite the Old Testament books, and you just want to say them in order, that is absolutely fine, totally awesome. You can do it that way. If saying those little connecting words that I use in the song helps you to remember how to say them, like maybe you say Job the patient, Psalms of David, and the Proverbs of the wise one, and then Ecclesiastes and the Song of Solomon. If it kind of helps you to say it that way, like the song goes, that's also great. You don't have to sing it. But just learning those books, you will be so proud of yourself because you will know all, how many? 39 books. Okay, here we go. Here's our Old Testament books. Let us sing the books of Moses, of Moses, of Moses. Let us sing the books of Moses, for he wrote the law. First Genesis, then Exodus, Leviticus, and Numbers, and then comes Deuteronomy. There are 5 of them all. Let us sing the books of history, of history, of history. Let us sing the books of history which tell of the Jews. First Joshua, then Judges, and the story of Ruth. Then First and Second Samuel, and First and Second Kings. Then First and Second Chronicles, which give us the records. Then Ezra, Nehemiah, and Esther the queen. Let us sing the books of poetry, of poetry, of poetry. Let us sing the books of poetry, the songs the Jews sang. Job the patient, Psalms of David, and the Proverbs of the wise one, and then Ecclesiastes and the Song of Solomon. Major prophets. Let us sing the major prophets, major prophets, major prophets. Let us sing the major prophets, there are 5 of them all. Isaiah, Jeremiah, who wrote Lamentations, Ezekiel and Daniel, who were true to their God. And remember, minor prophets are the ones that kind of trip over your tongue. They're a little bit tricky. Let us sing the minor prophets, minor prophets, minor prophets. Let us sing the minor prophets, there are 12 of them all. Hosea, Joel, Amos, Obadiah, Jonah, Micah, Nahum, Habakkuk, Zephaniah, Haggai, Zechariah, Malachi. Whew. All right, how did you do? I hope you were singing with me. So there you go, all 39 books of the Old Testament. Keep after it. McDonald's gift cards are waiting for you. All right, so then today is also the last day for the June memory verse. So remember that our June memory verse is back here in Isaiah, and it's prophesying or telling about the Messiah, Jesus, who would come down here in the New Testament. Okay, so we're just going to go through it. I'm not going to show any words because today's our last week for this verse, but we'll use the signs and hopefully you can remember this one, okay? This is Isaiah 53, verse 5. But he was pierced for our rebellion. He was crushed for our sins. He was beaten so we could be whole. He was whipped so we could be healed. There you go, Isaiah 53, verse 5. All right, so just like I'm going to come back to, sorry, I started to tell you about another prophecy, but I'll get to that in just a second. Okay, so a quick review. The Bible stories this month have been about some of Jesus' miracles. So let's just do a quick review. Remember this one? Jesus healed 10 men, and one of them was saved. Remember they had a skin disease called leprosy? In this story, Jesus healed a woman and raised a girl from the dead. So remember the woman who touched his clothes? She had been sick for 12 years. And Jairus' daughter, she died before Jesus could get to her house, but Jesus made her live again. And then in this story from last week, Jesus healed a man who was lame. And remember, lame means you can't walk. So he healed a man who was lame. And then in this week's Bible story, we're going to talk about Jesus healing a man who was blind. And when you're blind, that's when your eyes don't work. You can't see. So I have a visitor that I'm going to invite up here today. So what I thought would be really fun is that if we were in Bible class together and we're talking about not being able to see, we might have some fun games that we did together and work in partners. But since we're just doing our video, I thought, how can we make this fun? So I invited Zach to come. So here's Zach, because Zach makes everything fun.
Hello.
All right. So if you could just sit here, and then we're going to have Zach be blindfolded. So if you would put that on as your blindfold.
Yes, ma'am.
While he's doing that, I think if you kind of scrunch it up, you can do it however you want. You might look a little silly, but that's all right. Okay, while he's getting his blindfold all set, I'm going to set some things out on the table so that you can see them. And then one at a time, we will hand them to Zach, and he'll need to try and guess what they are. Some of them are, pretty easy, and some of them might be a little bit more difficult, but we're gonna just give this a shot here, see what happens, because it's kind of fun and it's kind of weird when you can't.
I'm ready.
See, okay, and so Zach, you might want to use, so I'll hand you things one at a time. And so remember how we talked in some of our other, here, just like, I'm just going to put them right in front of you.
Okay.
So, are you nervous?
No, it's
oh,
okay.
I like the, okay, all right.
Do you like the glasses?
I like it, I like it. All right, so nothing is gross, nothing's going to hurt you. It's all safe.
It's not like a rat trap or anything for my hands?
Probably not.
Okay.
Probably mostly safe.
Okay.
All right, so one at a time. Oh, and so what I started to say is that when we can't see, sometimes God makes it so that our other senses, we can use them even more. They're even more strong. So like we have a man at church, right? What's his name that cannot see?
Clark Roberts.
Yeah, Mr. Clark Roberts. He cannot see anymore. He lost his sight when he was in his teenage years, I think. And so he would probably touch things. He would probably smell things. He might listen to be able to figure out what things are. So let's start. I'm going to set something. Okay, it's right in front of you. And just kind of, I don't know, use all of those senses, Zach, and tell us what you think it is. Does it have a smell?
Not really.
No smell. Okay.
No smell.
Is it smooth?
This feels like sandpaper, and this feels like, okay, wait.
I made it a little bit tricky.
Oh. Is this a scrub daddy?
It's a sponge.
It's a sponge?
It is a sponge. It is a certain kind because show him, turn around the face. See the face? So that's what made it a little bit tricky. If it was just a plain rectangle sponge, it would have been a little bit easier, right?
Yeah, that was hard.
Okay.
That was good.
Okay. All right. That was
good.
just kind of crazy to... Okay. There you go. There's something in front of you. What do you think that one is? What does it do?
Okay. This might be a tool. Maybe some sort of... Oh. Is this a garlic press?
It is. Well done. Okay, 2 for 2. Zach's doing really well.
Okay.
I like it. Okay, let's see. Oh, let's try this one. Okay, there's something right there. And you may open it.
Oh, I
You
can't
probably
open
want
it?
Yeah, I mean, it might spill a little bit if it tips over, but...
Oh gosh, what is that?
Oh, does it smell weird?
It smells like something.
Oh!
Should it not smell like anything?
I don't know. I don't think so. You can touch what's inside.
Oh, okay.
It won't. I was gonna say it's not going to hurt you or anything.
I have no idea what these
Can
are.
you show it to the camera? Can you? Yeah. What do you think that is, kids? It's probably hard to see because it's really small.
Here.
There you go. Oh! Don't fall.
I don't know what
You're good.
I
There
have
you
no.
go.
I
He's
will
trying to
guess that they are. Yeah, beads. Some sort of beads. I don't know.
Really close. That is popcorn kernels.
Oh whoa.
Yeah.
Oh, that makes sense now. They have the little tips. Yeah.
Okay. But see, that's kind of hard.
That's
it's
really hard.
It's just little, right?
That's really hard.
Okay. All right. Good job. You're doing great. Okay. All right. What's this one? Wait, what is that?
This is some sort of bell, or not bell, but like that you do for game shows.
For a game.
Or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd say he's a winner on that one, wouldn't you guys? Right
That'd
on.
be good.
Right on. Okay. There's that one. Okay, this one's a little bit hard too. Try this one. Or difficult, I should say. I wonder if you guys know what this is. Can you see he's holding it up? Yeah. Does it have a smell, Zach?
Mm-hmm. Smells like a... Gosh, it smells... Oh gosh, I love the smell. But what is it? What the heck? Oh, okay.
I'll give you a clue. You can eat it.
You can eat it?
Uh-huh.
So it smells like ginger, and I think it's ginger.
It is.
It is ginger?
You call that ginger root. Yeah, so that's
These
a
are
piece
sweet.
of ginger root. Yeah.
Do they have like a skin on the outside you have to peel? Kind of, okay.
It does. So before you would eat it, you would scrape that peel off of the outside,
Right.
but then you can put it in food.
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
very cool, right? Look at you. Man,
I
you're
was like,
pretty
I was
much
like,
killing it.
I was like sushi. Oh wait, no, okay, that's what I was thinking.
Okay.
Because that goes with sushi sometimes.
Okay,
yeah.
let's try this one. We've got quite a few, don't we? That's all right. This is fun.
Tongs.
There you go.
Yes.
What would you use those for?
Salad.
There you go.
Yeah.
Pick up your salad. He's doing awesome. All right, kids.
Go.
Okay, there's one right in front of you. Smelling it again. Does that one have a smell? No? Okay.
Not yet. Is it like an orange?
Close. Smaller than an orange.
Yeah. A tangerine. Like a...
Smaller than a tangerine.
Oh. It's lemon or lime?
Yes.
Which one is it?
It's a lime.
It's a lime,
It's
okay.
a lime, yeah.
It doesn't have smell. It doesn't have a smell.
Doesn't.
Not that I can tell.
That's true.
Maybe
It
a
doesn't
little?
really with the peel on.
Oh, yeah.
But I bet if we sliced it, it
Yeah,
would
that'd
smell
be-
really good.
exactly.
It would smell really good. Okay, last one. This is a little bit of a trick, but not...
What is that?
I told you I wouldn't give you anything that would hurt you.
Uh-huh. Okay.
What do you think? Is it gross?
Yeah, some are like slimy and some aren't.
Okay.
So I don't know what this is, but it smells...
Ooh.
Oh.
No, they're all on the plate.
Okay.
You're good. So far, so good.
Are they grapes?
Yes.
They are Did you peel some?
I did. I peeled some.
That's awesome.
Okay, that was the last one.
Oh,
so you
awesome.
can undo your blindfold.
Yes, that's awesome. Thanks, ConnieSue.
Hey, you did a really good job.
Whoa.
I know. It's a little bit more weird
That felt
feeling
so weird.
if you take the peel off.
Uh-huh.
And so that's why it was a little
I thought they
bit
were
of
like
a
crushed
trick.
blueberries for a second. I was kind of confused.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
no,
So
okay.
I was having a little bit of fun. I just want you to know that Kara told me I should have put some yogurt or something gushy
Oh,
and
gosh.
gross, but I didn't do
Like
that.
a
I was
fake
being
spider or
very
something,
kind.
or-
Ooh, yeah, if I'd had one, but I don't have. A
Yeah,
fake
I
spider.
appreciate it.
All right.
That's
So
sweet.
awesome.
Thanks,
Zach
ConnieSue.
did a great job. Thank you so much.
course.
He's my teammate. He's an awesome friend. Okay. So I will try to make sure I don't knock any of my props over here. Okay. Well, so in today's story, since we were talking about a man who was blind, so I want you to think about that there's a couple of different kinds of blindness. So in the Bible story video, when you watch the story about the man who was blind, I want you to watch for something. The spiritual leaders in the Bible story, the way that they reacted to Jesus' miracle showed that they were spiritually blind. So think about that. Sin keeps us from seeing what is true about God. So watch that video, because some other time that'll probably be a trivia question or something. So I want to find out what you notice, and read it in your Bible in John chapter 9, because that will tell you some about being spiritually blind. Okay, so here is one more fun thing. I'll just quickly show you some pictures. So since we are talking about using our vision, our sight that God gave us, so you know that the way you see is that God made your eyes to send a message to your brain, and then your brain has to say, this is what you just saw. So sometimes there are pictures called optical illusions that some very clever people have figured out how to draw a picture that has more than one image inside the picture, or maybe there's a hidden picture inside of a picture, or sometimes there are some of those that it looks like something is moving in the picture, and all of that has to do with the way that our brain gets the message from our eyes. And so just for fun, let's look at a couple here. Okay, so here is an image, all right? And so this one, I don't know if you can see well on the camera, but this is two pictures in one. So if you were to look at all of this part of the picture, does that look like an older looking woman to you? And then if you look at just this part right here, does that look like a younger woman? Could you see that? All right, it's a little bit tricky sometimes. Here's one that all of us were looking at here together at the office the other day. And so it says right on the picture, this is not a dog. Well, it is a dog, but it has a hidden picture inside of this picture. So I'll give you just a second to look at that. Okay, and see if you can see. So there's a dog's master. So a person is inside this picture. So watch what I'm going to do, and this will help. This will help a little bit. Okay, so inside this picture, if you look, this is a hat, and this is a face of a person. Can you see that? And then I thought I would show you, I printed it in color, and of course it didn't come out very big, but if you look at it in color, it shows up more. Look at that. Do you see it now? The man's face. See how that is? Isn't that clever? Okay, and then here's one last one. Okay, so once again, two pictures in one. So check it out. There's a picture of a woman with a hat. She's got a strap under her chin. And then there's also a picture of a man looking through a telescope. So, can you see it? So this is the woman, but watch. Look at that. Now do you see the man? There's the man looking through the telescope. Are you able to see that? Isn't that just so crazy? I just think that that's amazing that people have that talent and they're able to draw like that. So those were just some fun things to talk about our vision and the gift of sight that we have. But I wanted to just remind you as we close up that when we have sin, which all of us do, our sin makes us unable to see the truth about God. But that's why Jesus came. He came to be a light in the world and to give us sight and true understanding of God's kingdom. So in a way, we are all born blind because of sin, that type of blindness. But thankfully, God reveals himself to us in the Bible. So the question for this month has been, Why did God create people? To worship Him, to love Him, to show His glory. So creating us to experience God's love and His greatness is just one way that God shows His goodness. And when we do what He created us to do, it glorifies God and it blesses us. So, last time, here are our pictures of baby Sophia, and then here's baby Hudson. There you go. And so if you would like to write a letter to their parents, make a card, draw a picture, any of those things, it would be really welcome, and I know it would bless their families. So have a wonderful week, and until next time, I love all of you, and be the light wherever you are.